Before you get on a stand-up paddleboard or SUP, you should know the parts of the paddleboard to understand what your instructor is saying to you while you're learning. In this video, you'll learn the 12 essential parts of a paddleboard or SUP. The front of the board is the nose. Some people call it the tip, but never the bow. The bow is used when you're talking about the front of canoes, kayaks, and other boats. The rocker is the paddleboard's curve from nose to tail. The nose is bent slightly upward on an all-around SUP like the Badfish Monarch here. The Monarch has what's called a nose rocker. This nose rocker curvature forces the SUP's nose to stay above the water line so that it glides across the water. Other boards might have a tail rocker. The paddleboard's rocker profile is only important when you're on moving water. It's not as essential when you're on calm or flat water like on a lake. And to prevent you from slipping off your board. A foam SUP board is more comfortable to stand on. The D-ring is a small metal ring with a D-shaped cross-section, often used for marine applications. As an attachment point for accessories, tow lines, safety gear, and seats. D-rings can be found anywhere on your paddleboard depending on the board manufacturer and how the board is intended to be used. High-end paddleboards will have some kind of cargo net to strap down your stuff with, like a dry bag or a throw bag. And I'll explain these essentials in a future episode, so be sure to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when the videos drop. This Badfish has a 6-point tie down for stowing your cargo. The deck pad is where you'll stand, kneel, or sit while paddling. It's usually a foam or rubber surface, but sometimes other textures. But all deck pads are designed for traction and to prevent you from slipping off your board. A foam SUP board is more comfortable to stand on. Paddleboards have handles to make them easier to carry. Most handles are located in the center of the board for balance. Handles can be like on this board or recessed handle. When paddling in a neutral stance, your feet will be on either side of this handle. And because this handle is centered on your board, keeping your feet in line or close to the handle will give you the most stability when you want to move around your board. The high pressure valve is only on inflatable paddleboards like this one. A hard board, also known as a solid board, won't have a high pressure valve. What makes your inflatable paddleboard rigid enough to hold your weight is that it contains high pressure. So it requires a specialized valve. Many low-end boards will have a Boston valve or a one-way check valve with 2 ports allowing for inflation and deflation. On higher end boards like this Badfish Monarch, you'll find a Hackley-Roberts or an HR valve. These valves use a locking system that allows air to go in and prevents it from escaping out until you're ready to deflate your SUP. With a push of this button, my paddleboard is set to inflate or deflate. First, a paddleboard leash is a cord that attaches your SUP to your body around your waist, on your personal flotation device, or on your ankle or calf. I'll explain more about this essential piece of safety gear in a future video. But a leash ensures that you're connected to your board if you fall in the water. The leash cup is the strap that attaches your leash to your board. The rail stretches from the nose to its tail. An inflatable paddleboard like the Badfish Monarch will have a thicker rail, giving it better stability. The back of the paddleboard is the tail. On hardboards with removable fins, you'll see a fin box. Your fin size and shape will significantly impact your performance, and the best way to dial in a paddleboard to your specific requirements is by selecting the appropriate fin. A fin is a hydrofoil attached to the underside of your paddleboard's tail that helps with directional stability. The design of the fin also affects speed, stability, and how easily you can turn your board. I'll post an entire video explaining fin options. This Badfish Monarch has an unbreakable tri-fin that glides on water and has added stability on rivers. In summary, there are 12 essential parts of a stand-up paddleboard. Make sure you know them before getting out on the water. Until next time, I'm your host, Antoinette Lee. See you on the river, in the backcountry, or in the horse barn.